Well, this is guffery of the highest order, isn't it? And you join us in Glastonbury Town Centre. As someone who went to Stroh College, I mean, oh God. Oh, anyway. Oh, that was perfect timing, wasn't it? Oh, Glastonbury. Yeah, so as someone who went to Stroh College, I spent a lot of time frequenting the bars and clubs in Glastonbury. Don't remember much of that era, to be honest with you. So, but yeah, we've got some lovely characters. That's all I'll say in Glastonbury. It's a very unique place. I think, obviously, the King Arthur thing up at the top. What's this Muppet doing? And obviously the festival connotations attract a certain clientele. So, oh, this is grim. This is absolutely Grimblethorpe. Oh my God. Leaf driver. So anyway, what are we doing then? Well, I am en route to Tiverton, and we're going to the Dave Thorpe Off-Road Centre on some Africa Twins. And this is a bike that intrigued me for 2020. I know Mossy did the launch review, and just so happens, we got a bit of an invite to come down and have a little play on some Africa Twins at Dave's place tomorrow. And I thought, well, why not blag a bike? I'll go. Why not blag a bike and ride down there on the road on got some Bridgestone A41s on, and then tomorrow we're off-road, not on this bike, I hasten to add, and we're on some AX41s, so it should be good. Oh, sorry. And there's a lot of buttons here. There's lots and lots and lots of buttons. I mean, I don't know what to do with it. Looks like a Kenwood head unit arrangement. Anyway, but yeah, this is merely the amuse-bouche, because tomorrow is going to be the fun day. So, I mean, look at the state of this. I'm absolutely gutted. But, you know, it's a good fun bike. But it's performing well. I mean, dynamically, there's very little to moan about. Steering super light. Engine's nice. Really notice that extra power. It's got a bit of aggression to it. It's got a bit of an edge to it. I like it, and it's really quite smooth for a V-twin. Good at low speeds. It's got plenty of power. I know Baron Von GS has been sort of tainted with the BMW fanboy and GS fanboy thing, but and rightly so, because that is the benchmark. It still is. Although as good as this bike is, it's definitely not a GS, but that's a good thing. Or it could be perceived as a good thing. The only annoying thing really is this quick shift though. It's a little bit lapsadaisical. Bit of a delay, the cut's too slow, and it kind of kills the bike too much. But it's got a lovely old blipper on her, Nige. I tell you, lovely old blipper on her. Anyway, why am I in off-road mode all of a sudden? Let's do that. No, that, no, that, no. That's it. That, oh, hang on. No, hold up. Urban, no. Oh God. Oh. No. Enter, no. Up. Gravel mode, no. Gravel mode, urban. Off-road, gravel, urban. Tour, no. Oh God. Wind protection's very good. I know that's obviously vital on a bike like this. Got this sort of frontal arrangement that keeps away the worst of it. My upper torso is Harry Boners, and my arms, obviously, they look wet, but I've got my RST clobber on, so happy days. So you join us at the heart of the Somerset Levels, and Borough Mump, to be more specific. Yes, and here is the Africa Twin Adventure Sports, looking resplendent with the gold rims, I think. This is another quite Annoying feature, you have to wait ages for this dash to do its thing. Come on. You have to make sure you read that first, and then you press OK. Good. Anyway, I'm going to crack on because this is just miserable and horrible, and we'll catch up at the Dave. We'll catch up at the Dave. And here we are at Loyton Lodge, where a medley of other Africa twins await us. Right, food time. I am Hank Marvin, so we'll see you in the morning, kids. Well, guten Morgen, and we have a full rook of Gareths. Okay, and here we are, sports fans. Here we are, the Dave Thorpe Adventure Centre, and now we've got the more off-road focused Africa Twin with Bridgestone AX41s on. Smaller tank, it's lighter, and it's a bit more off-road focused, so looking forward to this one. Right, well, I thought, well, there's an array of standard bikes, and then the experts here have been given the adventure sports again. We've also got DCT versions if you want to have a go later. Gonna definitely have a spin on that bugger. Heated grips are on. As you see, we've got no mirrors now. The rear foot pegs have been removed, pillion pegs have been removed, and the rubber from the rider's pegs has been removed for grip. Where's Dave? Oh, he's there. David. Sir Dave. Got to stand up. You have to stand up. You're on an adventure bike. Must stand up. This guy in front, Dave Thorpe. Yeah, it's another one of those things. You come on these press dues and just still pinch yourself that you're riding with these guys and drinking beers with them. You know, this guy is a legend, absolute legend. There's someone who grew up doing motocross and wanting to be Dave Thorpe. It's still pretty special. It's surprisingly adept at low speed, actually. I didn't think it'd be this good. I mean, even I'm on the 250 kilogram adventure sports, and it's still fairly decent. It runs on a bit even with a clutch, but it's a minor detail. Time to get grimy. Oh. Oh, we're on it. Got away with the stall nicely there, Nige. Bye. 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 Oh, I've done it with a dab. Bit of a dab. Oh, with a bit of a hold up here, Nige. For you. Like I say, this is not a bad little off-roader. Come on, get on the standard bike though, that'd be good. Oh, he's got a 0. He's got a 0. And I'm on the stock bike now, the standard bike. Smaller tank, standard suspension, non-electronic suspension. 14 kilos lighter. Less kind of toys, but more off-road focused. Try not to take in the nice views. To be honest with you, I can't. It's a little bit lighter, but this is 14 kilos lighter than the Adventure Sports, and I thought it would be a bit more obvious. Tell you what, it's harder work than it looks. This. Go straight through, baby. Go on, crack on. Go straight through. Go on. Go on. Go on, baby. Right in the face. Right, so we're in the DCT bike now. And I've had a lot of time on one of these. Certainly not the Africa Twin. I've tried the old scooter and an NC, but not an Africa Twin, obviously. It's weird not having any clutch. That is your handbrake. I'll leave it in automatic to start off with. I didn't change my traction control settings. The torque control on this is on 1, but it felt like it was intruding way more on the DCT.
Because it's an auto, so when it starts to spin, the revs go up a bit.
Right.
And then that kicks in.
Ah, okay.
More intrusive.
Okay.
What's your wheelie on?
1. I'll take it off. Oh yes, fresh trails. Something a bit different. Following Dave Thorpe. C'est bon. Wait, that's a bit boggy, Nige. The only thing about DCT is sometimes it shifts to second and you've got no engine braking. And it's a little bit hairy-mary. Whee! Whoa! Fucking hell! Fuck! Shit, I thought I was off then. Yep, it's not officially a crash. Yep. It went into second. It went into second and you got no engine braking.
Put it in manual. Put it in manual.
Yeah, I am. So you just shift the forefinger and then shift down with your thumb. I mean, for 99% of the time, or for 90% of the time perhaps, it's a really good tool. But that really caught me out then. If you go down to the woods today, you'll be in for a surprise. Muddy rutting. Oh, it's so weird not having a clutch. But when you get in the knack of it, I like this DCT. So I'm hoping you would have seen Mossy's review of the launch in Sardinia of the Africa Twins, but it's always good to come back to the UK and ride these things in our environment, because you can get a bit of launch fever, you can get the nice weather, the sunshine, the girls, the beers, and like I said, get a bit of launch fever. So always good to come back to a place like this, Dave Thorpe's off-road centre in Devon. Highly recommended, by the way, you've got to come and do it. I rode the Adventure Sports down there, the black with the gold rims. As a road bike, pretty much hard to fault. You've got 25 litre fuel tank, you've got a 6-axis IMU, and lots of toys to play with. So yeah, I mean, yes, the first 15 minutes of the dash took me some time to get used to, because you're pressing on lots of buttons and there's lots of stuff to look on the dash anyway. So now that ride yesterday was horrific weather, and a bike like that kind of makes it bearable, more than bearable. It was kind of fun. The motor's got attitude, there's a bit of edge to it, chassis sweet, and the wind protection was pretty good. I mean, obviously I was a bit wet, but not inside. The RST gear did its job. So anyway, on to today then. So we started off on the Adventure Sports non-DCT, and I was a little bit worried because it's 250 kilos roughly. Bloody hell, it's raining. 250 kilos roughly, and it's 250 kilos, and I was thinking, man, this is going to be hard work around here, but it wasn't. It was effortless. At the same time, when I jumped on a stock bike, the weight difference wasn't that tangible. I was expecting to be much lighter, much more nimble. Yes, it is a little bit, but 14 kilos, you think you're going to notice it more anyway. So then, the DCT. Now, our first kind of introduction to the relationship didn't end too brilliantly. Now, I was in automatic mode, first time using it, off-road certainly, and I went down the hill. It shifted into second, so you get that no engine braking all of a sudden, and it sort of ramped me off the side of a rut and into a hedge. I'm fine, by the way, thanks for asking. But as I got used to it and we switched to manual, I mean, Dave Thorpe reckons that he rides all round here in automatic mode, and that's fair enough, but he's a world champion. I'm not. Now, in straight away in manual, it felt much better. It's still weird not having a clutch and no lever to play with on the left-hand side, but yeah, much more comfortable manual. Now, thanks to my RST club, I'm absolutely bone dry. Look mucky, look wet, but in fact, I'm bone dry, although my gusset is moist thanks to the Africa Twin.